They conquered more land than any empire in human history, from China to Eastern Europe. From Siberia to the Middle East, the Mongols didn't just win, so right this large creation that fall apart. We'll break down the 5 devastating reasons the Mongol Empire collapsed, from succession chaos and civil war to overexpansion, cultural division, and deadly pandemic. This isn't just the story of conquest, it's the story of fragmentation. In 1227, Genghis Khan died. He had united the Mongol tribes, crushed rival kingdoms, and built the foundation of the largest land empire the world had ever seen. But there was a problem. In 1227, Genghis Khan died. He had united the Mongol tribes, crushed rival kingdoms, and built the foundation of the largest land empire the world had ever seen. But there was a problem. The Mongol Empire had no clear system for peaceful succession. Leadership was decided by a council, a kurultai. After Genghis Khan's death, the empire passed to his son Ogedei, but strong leadership did not last forever. When Ogedei died in 1241, everything changed. The Mongol armies were on the verge of conquering Europe.
The Great Khan is dead! We must return!
But why? Because every prince had to return home to compete for power. What followed was rivalry between branches of Genghis Khan's family. Eventually, the empire fractured into 4 major khanates. The Ilkhanate in Persia, the Chagatai Khanate in Central Asia. They were technically part of one empire, but in reality they were independent powers. And independence breeds competition. The Mongols were unmatched on horseback, but ruling is harder than conquering. Their empire stretched across continents, deserts, vast, fragile. Different regions had different cultures, religions, and political traditions. The Mongols often adopted local systems to govern, which helped short-term but weakened central unity long-term. The empire became less Mongol and more regional. Over time, each khanate developed its own identity. The Ilkhanate converted to Islam. The Golden Horde became Islamic as well. The Yuan Dynasty in China adopted Chinese administrative systems and Confucian traditions. Instead of one unified Mongol identity, the empire became culturally divided. Trade still flourished along the Silk Road, but politically, unity was fading. They stopped thinking like one empire and started acting like rivals. Then came a catastrophe no army could defeat. In the mid-1300s, the Black Death spread across Eurasia. The plague devastated Satanouts, tapods, and populations. Armies weakened. Rebellions increased. In China, the Yuan Dynasty faced massive uprisings. By 1368, By the late 1300s, the Mongol Empire was no longer a unified power. The Golden Horde declined. The Ilkhanate collapsed. The Yuan Dynasty was gone. What remained were smaller successor states, shadows of the original empire. No single battle destroyed the Mongols. They dissolved. The Mongol Empire didn't fall because it was weak. It fell because it was too vast to hold together without strong leadership. It collapsed because succession disputes turned unity into rivalry, because cultural divisions replaced shared identity, because pandemics shattered fragile systems. Empires built on conquest must eventually learn to govern, or they fracture. Comment below should we buy a